Hello guys, what is up? Today I will be making this cake right here, but I will be making a few changes to make it more healthy. So let's go. First, we are gonna mix in a bowl sugar. I mix 100 grams of sugar and additional 10 grams of low-calorie sweetener. And to that we are going to add 120 grams of butter, or in my case I put 100 milliliters of olive oil because that's what I had and I didn't want to use so much butter. Then we're gonna mix everything until it looks a little emulsified, and with that I mean that the sugar kind of dissolves and mixes with the oil so it's not too separated. And after we have mixed all that, we are gonna add 3 eggs, or in my case this here is egg replacer for baking, and here in Germany you buy it like this, and the packet is for 4 eggs, or the equivalent of 4 eggs, but I'm gonna use the equivalent of 3 eggs in case you don't want to make a vegan version, but I'm making this cake vegan, so I'm gonna use this. I'm gonna add first in 3 parts a little bit, then I'm gonna mix, then when it's incorporated I'm gonna add another little bit of it, and I'm gonna mix until it all looks homogeneous, completely mixed in. I have been trying to get better at my vegan baking. I have tried making a few vegan cakes, but they seem to not be good. They always fall in the center, or they just completely dissolve. Some alternatives are better than others, and well, this one you'll see at the end, it looks really good. But for now you can see the process. You mix in the 3 eggs. If you're mixing eggs, you put in 1 by 1. Same with this, you put an egg or a little bit of the mixture for egg replacer and mix in, and then the next one, and then the next one, until you see that it's completely incorporated. After that, you're gonna add milk. The recipe says 30 milliliters, so that's what I am adding here, but you will see at the end I needed to add more because the dough ends up being too thick and not really mixable with the globe beater. But for now we're just gonna add this and keep mixing until, well, the milk mixes with the oil and the sugars like this. And when you have already that mixture, you can put your bowl to the side and continue with the dry ingredients. We're gonna mix 200 grams of flour and 60 grams of almond flour, but in my case I'm using 150 grams of rice flour to make it gluten-free and 50 grams of vegan protein powder. And as you can see here, they look very different. The rice flour will make that it's a little fluffy, but the vegan baking powder makes it a little bit dense. And to that, I mean, I think the almond flour helps so that it's not too dense, but it also absorbs a little bit of the fat and makes it a little fluffier. To this I am gonna add 2 teaspoons of baking powder, or 8 grams of baking powder, and a little pinch of salt. Make sure it's a little bit, you don't want your cake to be too salty. And when you have all of those things mixed together, you're gonna add 2 teaspoons or 8 grams of gingerbread mixture. I don't know if you can find it like that, or pumpkin spice mixture, and you're gonna add it to give it a little taste, a little different taste, right? So when you have all of those things together, you're gonna get a sieve so you can pass all of the dries through the sieve, because, well, we don't want any clumps in the dough. Otherwise, when it's baked, you're just gonna have a big clump of uncooked dough in the middle, and it has happened to me and it's very unpleasant. So just try to mix everything and then pass it through a sieve. It's the safest way to just have a nice cake. And after you have mixed all of those things together, almond flour But in my case, instead of adding almond flour, 60 grams, I'm going to be using hemp hearts because they have better fats and they have a little bit more protein. So it's in the end win-win situation because you get a lot of protein from eating cake, but you also get a nice sweet treat. After you mix all of those things, you are gonna mix again with the globe beater. I'm doing it here slow so you can see how the dough looks. It's quite thick. So as I said, you will be adding more milk in the end because, well, if the batter is too thick, you just can't really mix it well, and in the end it will be just too dense when it's cooked. So here you do need to weigh the milk so it's not too much or too little. In my case, I ended up adding actually I don't remember, I'm not gonna lie, around 50 milliliters to 80. It's not too much of a difference, so it won't be too big of a change. It would just make the dough a little bit more loose so that you can add it into a baking pot. Oh, by the way, here I add these little things because in the background is my husband and he doesn't like being in videos, so I just covered his face so that he can just be there, right? But as I was saying, you add around 50 to 80 milliliters of milk. You just mix a little bit and then see how the dough looks. If it's still too thick, you keep adding a little bit more milk so that you have a workable dough, but you don't want it to be too runny. Well, you can try, but you probably need to bake it for longer because it's more moisture that it needs to expel from the cake. So after you have everything mixed, you can already preheat your oven, and you're gonna preheat your oven to 175 degrees. And while that is heating up, you're gonna look for a baking mold. Here I just took a pair out and tried to see if the cake was gonna fit, but they seemed too small. So in the end I grabbed one of the bigger ones I had, and that's the one that I'm gonna use. But you can make like a smaller, taller cake. I made one that is not too tall, but also not too thick. So when you have that ready, you are going to pour your dough into the pan. You can grease it if you want, but I usually don't grease mine. I just add the batter into the pan and spread it around. This is roughly the consistency you want for your cake. As you can see here, it's not runny, but it's not too thick and too dense. It's still workable. You can spread it around, but it's also not like, it's not gonna be a sponge cake, okay? It's more in the realm of a pound cake. So it's gonna look a little bit more dense, but it's gonna have a good chew to it. And when you have this here, you can add fruit. You can add whatever fruit you like. The recipe asks for apples, but I didn't have apples and I'm not the biggest fan of apples, so instead of adding them, I added cherries. I grabbed 100 grams of cherries, and I just, as you can see here, I'm gonna put them all around the cake so that each slice has a little bit of the flavor of the cherries. Cherries are one of my favorite fruits as opposed to apples, so win-win for me. And then when you have all of the cherries you wanted to put on your cake on them, you can either leave it like that or you can sprinkle it with a little bit of sugar. In my case, I did. I sprinkled it with a little bit of vanilla sugar that I have already like this in a little grinder. So it just grinds the sugar right onto the cake, and that's like a perfect nice little touch for the spice cake. And after you have it like that, you're gonna put it to bake for around 45 to 50 minutes. or until your desired texture. Then I let it cool the whole night because I baked it at 2 a.m. And the next day I unmolded and I cut myself a slice right in the morning before work because I was hungry and I wanted to try the cake. So here you are gonna see how it looks right in a moment when I pick it up. It was actually really sweet. Remember not to let it fall. It was actually really sweet and it was not too dense. It still had chew to it, but it was really nice and moist. If you're not a big fan of like very extremely fluffy spongy cakes, then maybe this is a good option for you. It's still very nutrient rich because of the swaps that I made. Thanks for watching the video. Remember to subscribe so that you get more notifications on the videos I make later. Thank you. Bye.